Edmonton, the downtown bike grid has been shuttling a growing number of cyclists around the core for over a year. Now, the city is shifting its focus south of the river. Up for debate now, 109th Street, a busy thoroughfare feeding into the high-level bridge, which cyclists say is sorely lacking in infrastructure, to the chagrin of some residents who don't want to give up parking. Chris Chan, executive director for the Edmonton Bicycle Commuters Society, is looking forward to continuing use of the bike lanes throughout winter. Kevin Tuong, a map showing the current proposed bike grid, in green, as part of the Southside Bike Network. Advocates want Urban Planning Committee to consider a separated bike lane on 109th Street instead of the proposed 110th Street as shown on map. Supplied, City of Edmonton, a 3.7 kilometers long protected bike lane already runs east-west through the neighborhoods of Strathcona and Garneau, and another 4.7 kilometers is currently under construction to be completed by the end of the year. At the Urban Planning Committee on Wednesday, administration proposed another 5.2 kilometers of protected bike lanes to expand the network, and in particular, add some connecting links running north-south. However, no bike lane debate is complete without controversy. 109th Street is no different. Article continued below. In a report, administration said they'd been considering a bike lane on the busy route since the beginning. Many cyclists coming off the high-level bridge use it already, but ended up removing it because of its importance for transit and motor vehicles. Instead, their current route includes 110th Street as a low-traffic alternative. What do you think? But bike advocates at the meeting on Tuesday asked the committee to reconsider. Chris Chan, executive director of Edmonton Bike Commuters, a non-profit bicycling society, says 109th Street should be considered in this expansion as it offers a direct route to the high-level bridge, which sees a high concentration of cyclists going to and coming from downtown. 109th Street really provides that much more direct connection, as well as complements nicely with the plans for 109th Street to make it a walkable, commercial-oriented street, Chan said. He said right now only confident riders brave the vehicle traffic on 109th Street, while other people stay away. He argued that the city could design their grid around the traffic. What we are looking for is to get that more detailed analysis and to get that detailed kind of look of what streetscapes could look like, what the cross-sections could look like, including transit, he said. Article continued below. There is no lack of width on 109th Street really. Read more. Traffic safety law questioned after truck collides with cyclists outside of Edmonton. Cycling popularity sees drastic rise in year since bike lane launch. These are the Edmonton crosswalks that have the city concerned. Dave Buchanan from Paths for People said a bike line on the car-centric street would make it more humanized. We believe there needs to be some dedicated space for cyclists somehow, somewhere on 109th Street. This is an essential part of that humanization of that street, he said. But some residents were also present at the meeting to share their own grievances over another issue that is often raised with every debate around bike lanes, the loss of parking spaces. One of the other bike lanes at issue would be on 87 Avenue, running east-west for 7 blocks in Old Strathcona. Local resident Don Spence said he often entertains family and friends and questioned where they would park if spots were removed for a bike lane. City staff said parking would be removed for the length of the lane. He said for people traveling with children, or people with disabilities, taking away parking would pose challenges. Why do we compromise those individuals for a few able-bodied cyclists, he said. In residential areas, we can't accommodate them, said Carla Casteros, another resident of 87 Avenue, who says she is not against bike lanes but wants the committee to reconsider protected bike lanes. A painted line would absolutely work, she said. Councillor Michael Walters says he is aware the committee cannot satisfy everyone but will try to sort out the issues brought forward by residents and advocates today. Residents expressed very valid concerns about what it would mean for their street to lose parking, and I feel like committee heard that, he said. He added that although he personally believes 110th Street is a better option, 109th Street is not off the table yet. He says there is still time as more public engagement takes place to think about where the bike grid would go. We can think about 109th Street more earnestly and compare it to 110th Street, in terms of what it means for buses, what it means in terms of the vision the neighborhood has for 109th Street, what it means for connectivity for bike facilities further south, he said. I think anything is possible, which is why we need to look at it more deeply. The expansion would cost $5.8 million out of the capital budget and an operating cost of $234,000 annually. Urban Planning Committee asked administration for more research into building separated bike grid on 109th Street. Kajmala Fida is an Edmonton-based reporter covering City Hall and diversity. Follow her on Twitter,